Okay, today guys we're going to move on and talk about new material, one of the things we need to still talk about this year. And we're going to talk about scatter plots. Okay, so scatter, S-C-A-T-T-E-R, plots, P-L-O-T-S. So what does scatter plots mean? Okay, so if we look at everything we've graphed so far this year, and we have this slope going, right? So let's say, for some reason, let's say we just have this point right here, right? And we go up a slope, and we said slope has always been rise over run. So we're going to go up a certain amount, and then we're going to go either right or left a certain amount, or we could go down. So up or down, right or left, right? And we looked at this yesterday in class. So if I go, let's say, a slope of 3 over 2, that tells me from my beginning point, let's say it was here, we're going to go up 3 times, and then we would go right 2 spots, and then here's our next point. And if we kept that same thing going, we built these little stairs, right? Up 3, right 2. And if we went up 3 again, 1, 2, 3, and then we went right 2 more spots, here's my next point, and we built another little stair. We had this line going, right? Straight line right there. And if we kept going, we went up 3, and then right 2, and we had another point, and we kept going. All these points were on this straight line. Everything we've graphed is what we call linear, right? It's linear. It's in a straight line, okay? Well, let's say we look at these things called scatter plots. Scatter plots means, let's say you have some data and it looks like this. You might have a point here, and you have a point here, and you have another point here, and a point here, and a point here. One there, 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 like this. If I connect these are not going to be in a straight line, are they? Okay, they're scattered all over the place. Okay, so this is what we call a scatter plot. Not where everything is linear. Okay, our data is scattered all over the place. Okay, so a scatter plot. But there is some things we can tell about scatter plots. So in class, we said that if the line goes up to the right, it had a positive slope. Right, this is positive. Okay, so if I go back to my scatter plot, and these dots I put like this, you can kind of tell that there's trending up. They're going up like this. If I kind of drew a line like this through the center of them, they're going up to the right. So we would call this positive correlation or positive association. Okay, correlation and association mean the same thing. So if we can look at the scatter plots or scattered data here, and if it's going up to the right, it's got a positive correlation or positive association. So this is the first thing we're looking at in our assignment. They're going to give us a scatter plot, which means it's not linear. And they might give us some dots that look like this. Okay, so if I connect those, they're definitely not linear, right? But we can kind of look at it and we can see a trend going here. If I send a line kind of through the center of them, it would look something like that, right? Well, we've also said in class that the lines going down to the right, this is what we call as negative correlation or negative association. They mean the same thing. But the main thing is, you know, it's negative. If it's going down to the right, it's negative. If it's going up to the right, it's positive. Okay? So in the first part of your assignment, and some of the questions today you're going to come across in your assignment, it's going to ask you, what is the correlation or what is the association that the scatter plot has? So if it gives you one like this, here's my scatter plot. If I draw a line through the center of them, you tell me, is that positive, negative? Hopefully you said it has a positive correlation. It's going up. Positive. Love my handwriting there. Positive correlation. They gave us one like that. And we send a line through them. It's going down to the right. So hopefully you said that is a negative correlation. Okay. All right, here's some ones that trick kids. There's your scatter plot. Can you see that it's going up? Is it going down? They're just everywhere, right? There's no trend. It doesn't look like they're going up or doesn't look like they're going down. So if this case happens, we say this has no correlation. No correlation to it. Okay, so watch for those in your assignment. No correlation. We're also going to have some that look like this. They're going to go like this. Okay, so if you look at this one, you've got some lines that are going down, but you also some that are going to be coming up. So in this situation, this tricks kids because they'll think it's negative, but then they'll also say it's positive. It can't have both. Okay, it can't have both. So in this case, this is still no correlation. Okay, it's got to be clear. It's got to be all positive or it's got to be all negative. Okay, and hold one, pause 1 second. My dog's loose, so I'll be right back. Get over here. Here's Bentley. Everybody say hi to Bentley. Bentley got loose. So give me another minute. Pause on the video. Okay, sorry about the pause. So positive correlation going up, negative correlation going down, no correlation, or no correlation here. Okay, so a lot of questions on that you're going to see in your assignment. Now, if I give you one that has positive correlation, and it looks like this, right? So we can see that we have it's going kind of trending up, right? Going up. And we said we draw this line that kind of goes through the middle of the data points right there. Okay. This line has a name to it. Hint, hint. This is someone that answers one of your questions in your assignment today. This is actually called the line of best fit. Okay. Line of best fit. We want to put the line the best we can to the center of the data points. We want it where half the points lie on one side, half the points lie on the other side. So that's called the line of best fit. If we had one that had negative correlation, so it was going down, okay, and somebody drew their line, let's say right here, that is incorrect, okay? Because notice all the points are above. We want to make sure we draw that line where half the points are above and half the points are below. So that would right there would be a better line of best fit. Okay, so watch for, and we're going to do more of this line of best fit in the next couple of days in our assignments. But it does have a name to it, and it's one of the answers to one of your questions in your assignment today. Line of best fit. And you want half the points above, half the points below. But it helps us see that correlation. This is a positive correlation once again and a negative correlation, okay? But line of best fit. So that's part of the assignment. And then the last part of the assignment, you're actually going to have to do some graphing. So they're going to give you some points. And they're going to say graph like the ordered pair of 2, 10. So you go right 2 and go up to 10 and put a dot. And then they'll say graph the ordered pair of 5, 4. So if you go right 5 and go up 4, put a dot. And then they say graph the ordered pair of 3, 5. So if you go right 3 and then go up 5, put a dot. And if you say graph the ordered pair of 3, 7. So you go right 3 and go up 7, you put a dot. And then you notice these do not connect to make a straight line. They're not going to, they're a scatter plot. So you graph them and then ask you, what type of correlation does it have? Well, if I send a line through it, it has negative correlation. Okay? So part of your assignment, you'll also have to do this. They're going to say graph these ordered pairs. Remember, your first value is your x, your second is your y. So go right on your x, go up on your y, put a dot. Go right on your x, up on your y, put a dot. And see, does it have negative correlation? Does it have positive correlation? Or is there no correlation? Okay, so you'll draw the picture and determine if it's positive, negative, or none. Okay? And then the last part of your assignment asks you to think about some questions. So it might say this: as a person eats more, their stomach increases in size. Does this have a positive correlation, a negative correlation, or no correlation? As a person eats more, their stomach increases in size. So there's like 10 of these questions, so I hope you're paying attention to this. As a person eats more, their stomach increases in size. So the first part is your x value. As a person eats more, that's my x. Their stomach increases in size. That's the y value. So if we think about the graph that we just kind of did over on the side, this is the x, this is the y. So as they eat more, their stomach gets bigger. So if they eat a little, their stomach stays small. If they eat more, then their stomach gets bigger. If they eat more, their stomach gets bigger. If they eat more, their stomach gets bigger. If they eat more, their stomach gets bigger. And we get this trend going. If I draw a line through those, my line of best fit, what type of correlation does that have? That's got a positive correlation. Okay, so there's like 10 of those questions you got to think about. So draw a little graph if you need to. As your x gets bigger, does your y get bigger? Then it's positive. If your x gets bigger but your y gets smaller, so as you graph them, they look like this, and coming down, then that would be a negative correlation. Okay? So we're looking today, does it have a positive correlation, negative correlation, no correlation, or no correlation, right? This line is called a line of best fit, okay? It needs to be in the center of the data where half the points are above and half the points are below. You're going to have to graph some pictures. They'll give you some ordered pairs. You graph them. Draw me the line. Tell me if it's got negative correlation, positive correlation, or no correlation off of your graph picture. And then you're going to get some story like problems like this. The first part's the x, the second part's the y. As a person does this, there's something does this. Graph it and think. Does it have a positive correlation, negative correlation or is there no correlation? Okay, if you have questions, rewind the video to the part that ties to the assignment. Okay, when you get done with the video, go see Mr. Haltz. He'll have the 2 worksheets for you and kick those out. But welcome to the start of 4th quarter. And sorry about Bentley. Bentley's a little crazy dog, but she's locked up now.